Welcome back, everyone. My name is Patrick. You're watching the Fanatic Rundown. Well, Oil Country can breathe a little easier tonight. The Edmonton Oilers even up the series with a 4-2 victory over the Los Angeles Kings. Leon Draisaitl, pretty much the hero tonight for the Edmonton Oilers. He has a goal and 2 assists on the night. The Oilers once again had a 2-0 lead in this hockey game, and once again the LA Kings fought all the way back and tied it 2-2. Once again, the Oilers looked like they were the better team for the large portion of this hockey game, and yet somehow the Kings found themselves right in it going into the third period. The 2 goals the Kings scored, you don't like seeing those ones go in on Stuart Skinner. Both of them right on the post. They found a way to get him in, and unfortunately, the Kings got themselves back into the hockey game that way. But the Oilers come up with a huge third period. Klim Kostin, early goal for the Oilers, restored the 3-2 lead, and then Evander Kane with an empty netter closed it out for the Oilers. Leon Draisaitl got the other goal, as I mentioned. Derek Ryan opened the scoring tonight. So yeah, Coolid mentioning again, could we see Jack Campbell for Game 3? No. Only giving up 2 goals, Stuart Skinner would not get pulled for that. So I thought Stuart Skinner was really strong tonight for the most part. He makes 23 saves on the night. The only 2 real errors against him were the 2 goals where I feel positionally he should have been able to stop both of those. But they're the playoffs. They went in. It happens. But you just hope he can kind of clean that up for next game. Just try and watch his position on the post there. Something to clean up for sure. Thought the Oilers were much better on the penalties tonight. They did still give up 4 penalties to the Kings. Couple of them, Draisaitl's one, which was, I believe, the first penalty of the night, just slashing the legs of Adrian Kempe, I believe it was. That's a penalty that Draisaitl doesn't need to take. So I didn't like that one. The Kings went 0 for 4 on the power play, so none of the penalties really burned the Oilers, but you don't want to give them the opportunity to get back in the hockey game. They had a brief 5-on-3 in the second period after Evander Kane, in what was another needless penalty, has a stick up in the air, ends up knocking it into the crowd, so it's an over the glass penalty, knocking the puck over the glass penalty. It's a penalty the Oilers didn't need to take. Like I said, Kings failed to capitalize on it, but did tie the game shortly after that 5-on-3 expired, so it gave them some momentum. So didn't like Draisaitl's one penalty, didn't like Kane's, but the other ones I think were okay penalties to take. So overall, they at least bring it down a couple. They had 6, I believe, in Game 1, so they bring it down to 4 in Game 2. The Oilers only had the 1 power play tonight, so it's definitely not staying to even out there. Kings had double the amount of power plays in Game 1 and 4-1 tonight, so I don't know if the Kings are totally playing clean hockey here or the refs just don't really want to call too much on the Oilers. I mean, I don't know. Won't get too much into that tonight, but the Oilers on their lone power play do score. Draisaitl off a feed from McDavid, so they're 1 for 1 on the power play. So at the end of the night, though, I mean, the 4-2 victory, I was pointing out some negatives there, but overall, pretty happy with this performance. It was just, we were all a little bit nervous there. Are we seeing a repeat of Game 1 here where the Oilers had a 2-0 lead, let it evaporate, and the Kings just ended up fighting their way back in and ultimately taking the hockey game? But the reverse happens tonight. The Oilers hang on to the lead. They get the empty net insurance goal and close this one out. So really happy with that one. Loved Derek Ryan's goal to open up the scoring tonight, like I said, and Draisaitl had number 2, and Kane with the empty netter. And yeah, guys, it was, and sorry, Costin with the third there, I forgot to mention. All three of the non-empty net goals, real beauties for the Oilers. They've been scoring some really nice goals in this series, so that's been awesome to see. Philip Deneau, Gabriel Velarde coming in for the Kings tonight, so he comes in and makes an immediate impact. the Oilers in the third period switched up the lines a bit. Draisaitl was playing with Kane and Yamamoto, so Kane flipped up with McDavid and Hyman, and Kane went back with Draisaitl and Yamamoto. So saw a little bit of a change there. I imagine we'll see that change continue forward into Game 3 on Friday. Yeah, like I mentioned, Gabriel Velarde coming back in for the Kings, and he scores. He makes an immediate impact there. What else did I want to mention here? I knew there was an injury. Matthias Janmark was out tonight for the Oilers. It looks like he's going to be out for the series. So the Oilers did go 11-7 tonight. They do have the option of bringing in Devon Shore if they want to go 12-6, but I imagine, especially going on the road, the Oilers will try and get whatever advantage they can try to get going into LA. So I imagine 11-7, as KMK notes there in the comment section, they're probably going to stick with 11-7 here going forward. I don't imagine Devon Shore draws in here. It gives the Oilers some more options. They can play McDavid further down or Draisaitl further down with different matchups. Like, for instance, on the first goal tonight, Derek Ryan scored the goal, but he was playing with Draisaitl and Klim Kostin at the time. So Klim Kostin around for a couple of the Oilers' goals tonight. So the mixing and matching helps the Oilers find different opportunities there, and the Kings are obviously like one of the big shutdown teams, right? So the Oilers have to find whatever advantages and opportunities they can, and 11-7 really affords them more opportunities. So I imagine we continue to see that throughout the series here. And yeah, I think that's all I wanted to mention there, guys, tonight. Had the Rig 72 live stream with Toff. Quite a few people bringing up that Connor McDavid's been kind of quiet so far in the series. He did have an assist tonight on the Draisaitl goal, so he did get a point, but we saw him getting some more opportunities in Game 1, but he hasn't found the twine yet, so we'll see what happens. I imagine we're going to see more from McDavid here as the series unfolds. Nuge is another guy that kind of needs to find some game there too as well, but overall, I think the Oilers have played, for the most part, 2 strong games to open this series. It just kind of fell apart for them in a 10 to 15 minute span there in Game 1, and tonight they did a much better job of closing it out. The Kings found a way to get back in the second period, but the Oilers came back with a strong period, didn't give up anything, got 2 goals on the board, and they walk away tonight with the 4-2 victory. Series tied 1-1. We definitely did not want to go back to LA down 2-0. This was a huge victory, and nice to see the boys get the job done on home ice, and we're 1-1 heading to LA. So I think that's all for me for tonight, guys, but let me know your thoughts on Game 2 in the comment section below. If this is your first visit to the channel and you like what you see, please consider liking and subscribing for all the latest Oilers content. You've been watching the Oilers Fanatic. Thanks for being a fan. Take care, guys. I'll see you soon.